Here we go. Back again. Dom, how we feeling?
Elated to be here. No,
Hell
I
yeah.
feel good. My hockey team's back in the playoffs for the first time since 2022. They look good. They just threw the last two games to the your Capitals to
I know.
give them
They're
an
trying
opportunity.
to get the Caps into the playoffs, hopefully get one last ride there.
That
They
would be
need a little
something.
Caps need a win and some help
Yeah.
from the Flyers falling apart.
Flyers need
Yeah,
to.
Flyers
So they
play
right
Canes
now.
tomorrow
Oh,
night.
they
Tomorrow night,
play.
and then Canadians on Wednesday, I think it is.
Yeah. So two playoff teams. So gets them kind of good book. So it's just depending on if the Canadians are gonna sit somebody and same with the
Yeah, I
Flyers.
think if my math was right, Flyers just need to get to OT in one of those games
Yeah, they need.
because I think they have the tiebreaker.
Hmm.
Caps need to win to jump them. You know, would be fun to get into the playoffs one
Yeah,
last time.
well,
It was a
it
fun,
would be good
emotional
fun.
day for that. Shout out Rory winning back-to-back Masters today too. That was a little
Yeah,
fun to watch there. We got really close to a Scheffler Rory playoff.
that would have been
That would have
fun.
been absolutely electric. Um, but congrats to him. First got to go back to back since Tiger in 0102. I believe that is the fifth time it's happened. Fourth person to do it.
Mm.
Nicholas did it twice. Then Faldo. And then Tiger. And then Rory again. Been a fun day.
Yeah, for those
Fun
that
day.
follow
Some stuff
golf,
here. Yeah.
it looked really tight down the stretch there.
It did. Rory did not want to pull away. I was watching it down the stretch. I was kind of locked into the second nine there, and he had chances to kind of really comfortably go with it, and even on 18, decided to make it a little weird. Up two, just need a bogey, puts his tee shot into the trees. A little stressful there, but still made it fun.
Sweating.
Exactly, yeah. It made it a little bit more fun coming down the
Hmm.
stretch there. But yeah, it's fun Sunday. Fun Sunday of sports. Baseball's back in full swing. I did turn on the Braves. Who the hell are they playing? Braves Guardians. And that got out of hand really quickly, so
Yeah,
that's about it there. And
yeah,
then,
that Guardians team is something.
well, Braves were they were up 7-0.
Yeah, well, that's
And just,
by something I mean not good. It's bad
oh,
Guardians.
that's fair. They were one of, the other day, I don't know if you saw this, but the other day there were only 3 teams in the American League with a winning record.
And they were one of them, which is
And they were
weird.
one of them.
I don't. They still are 9-6, man.
Hmm?
All right, maybe I'm wrong about.
They won that division last year, too.
Yeah, that division's so bad.
It's like it's a weird one. Like the Royals, if they put it all together, it's a good team, but and Tigers are all over the place. Guardians are
Hmm.
the Guardians. It's just a bunch of nothing going on there.
Yeah, I mean the Yankees have only won one game in their last. What is this? 8,
Yeah, they started off really
7.
hot and
Yeah,
have really cooled off. Yeah, it's a 3-way tie at the top of the AL East right now.
yeah.
Yankees, Rays, and O's are all 8-7, and the O's are starting the same shit that they were doing last year with
Hmm.
what is it today? 13 guys on the IL, second most in the league. Adley got added onto that today. He got scratched from the lineup with ankle inflammation, which is great. Um, Westy's on the 60-day. Holiday's still doing rehab down in AAA. Zach Eflin just had Tommy John after having back surgery. It's a great time.
Man.
Johns Hopkins is making some bank off of the Orioles right now.
Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, O'Neal Cruz is playing at an MVP caliber level right now, so I'll take
Did
that.
they finally just move him to a DH?
No, he's actually playing decent defense out there now.
Fair enough.
Just really just like a couple bad plays, but after that he's figured his stuff out and he's slashing like 660 right now. It's like he's hitting like 350, 660, and then like 800 OPPS. So
Hmm. That'll do it. Dude hits the ball so fucking hard.
he's on like a 11 game hitting streak. So
Damn. Good for him. Good for the Buccos. Again, I'm rooting for you guys. I
yeah,
like to see it.
We'll see. See if they
All
keep
right.
this pace.
Well, let's get into this. We are going to have part 3 of the top 25 quarterbacks of the Super Bowl era coming up here. One quick housekeeping thing here that we did not touch on, but I really wanted to.
It's kind of been developing.
It's been,
over time.
it's been a lot more hearsay. I just feel like it's been the culmination of a lot of things.
It's also a little bit deeper into what we're going to talk about than just like that basis that you're going to discuss, because I think it's also just the organization as a whole and how they operate. And just kind of with the move that they recently made, and you can kind of see what direction they're going, because this team loves to show their hands pretty early before they do anything. But yeah, without further ado.
Yeah, without us, instead of being a little bit more vague here, Tim McManus and Jeremy Fowler put out a pretty lengthy article about Jalen Hurts and kind of what is going on with the Eagles at this time. Very weird. Again, we talked about it a lot this past year, and I mean, all the focus was on AJ Brown and his antics. And then I remember touching on it when we were talking about the combine from a lot of what I was listening to. The rumor mill was saying that, the AJ Brown is not the only one that feels that way. He's just the only one that's going public with it, kind of thing. And Jalen Hurts came away looking rough. His image had definitely taken a hit after Combine weekend. And then this article by Tim McManus and Jeremy Fowler kind of hammered that home a little bit. Just, they talked about the way he carries himself. He views himself as very, like, Jordan-esque. And that's the way he leads and conducts himself in the locker room. And that doesn't necessarily jive with everybody. It's very reminiscent of all the stuff that came out after Russ had left Seattle. Like, there were some of the rumblings that some of those players kind of went on to different things or retired and everything like that. But it really, a lot more of that started to come out after he was out of the building. Feels like it feels very similar to all that, but happening in real time. Inside the Birds, is that what it is? Uncovering the Birds, that's what it's called. Had the quote, or made the comment about the team knows that Jalen Hurts is more willing to notice criticism from outside the building than he is inside the building. So coaches meeting with him or having conversations with him, he is less likely to respond positively to that than he is hearing people talk about him outside of the building, which also just feels weird. And in the article, too, they talked about how, he's always at his best when he has something to prove, which, tip your cap, he has been, but the times like it feels like he's gotten the monkey off of his back, he's not consistent with it. So it feels really weird, and the Eagles have obviously shown no strong attachments to anybody. Very quickly moved off of Carson Wentz after giving him big contract, fired Doug Peterson shortly after winning a Super Bowl. Like Howie is very quick on his decisions. That's why he's a very good GM, but it also makes situations like this very interesting as we get into a season where they did not look great. Hurts is going to be on another offensive coordinator, and while you want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he has had so much change at that had that much change in terms of coaching and systems and everything like that it shouldn't be that drastic of changes though either.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. That and the one other one, that's the one thing I forgot about that article that they said too, is that he is very particular in his play calling. He doesn't like being under center when passing, and is very quick to audible at the line of scrimmage, to the point that anonymous players and staff find it what's the word I'm looking for? What was the word that they used? Excessive at times. To make sure he's consistently getting the play calls that he wants. Yeah. So weird times in Philly.
Yeah. I mean, it's just how it is over the last year. So much stuff has kind of like seeped through, and it's all everybody's calling it smoke, but obviously, like where there's smoke, there's fire. And
yeah.
It's clear to the public eye that there's something going on there, whether that's with A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, the front office, whoever. There's consistently stuff going on. So like this is very reminiscent to me now about when they moved off of Wentz and on the Hurts. Maybe not to like this extreme because Wentz never got them anywhere, so it was a lot easier and it made a lot more sense.
Yeah, I mean, like Wentz obviously put him in position there and then blows out his knee. Nick Foles does the rest there, but
correct, yeah.
So it might be a little bit easier in that sense for sure, like you said. But I think too, if they draft somebody in the first 2 rounds, there's rumblings about Ty Simpson.
So I think Simpson's definitely going to be a little bit more difficult for them to maneuver. They would have to do it in a way that makes sense, aka move back. But if they're moving back, a team's probably moving up. It's one of those things where
yeah. I've now seen
I've heard
the mocks
the same
with
thing.
Yeah.
I don't
buy it either, but it's just like the timing of it all. It's like that comes out, then the article comes out, and it's like,
I mean, if they
maybe this is weirder than we think it is.
If they jump out and they draft Ty Simpson, then obviously there's a lot of things going on that we're aware of. Because more Eagles stuff is going on behind the scenes than we truly are aware of. Because what was that? Friday, or was it yesterday? Dontavian Wicks was traded from the Packers to the Eagles, and then they, on top of that, gave him a $12.5 million raise for the year. So it's quite evident that an A.J. Brown trade is coming.
And that's like the 3rd receiver that they've added this offseason?
It's the biggest name for sure.
It's Wicks, Moore, and who's the other one that they added? It was another small one, but still. So like, very strange.
They're ramping up for just trading A.J. Brown and reshaping their offense around Devontae Smith. So it's just again we're in the waiting game phase of.
Well, could you imagine that it is A.J. Brown to the Patriots at the end of the first round, and that gives the Eagles the chance to draft Ty Simpson? Wouldn't that be something?
Again, definitely could be, as long as nobody jumps them.
Yeah.
If somebody jumps them, then whatever. But if that's the case, they're sitting there at pick 31 and Ty's still on the board.
I really think that falls on
could be it.
Pittsburgh more than anybody.
I don't. Ty Simpson.
No, I'm just saying in the sense of like, I don't think he's that good either. I'm just saying like, if Steelers don't snag him, I don't see who does until you get to the second round.
Again, it's a team trading up. I think that's the only way he goes in the first round, unless the Browns take him at 24 or the Jets take him at 16. And I don't see either of those happening.
Like I said, I feel like it's Steelers or nothing really in the first round there for him.
Yeah, I think a team like Arizona's could potentially jump up. I think a team like, and I've talked about this, and I'll talk about it again in our final mock. Or the Jets could jump back up if they really like Ty that much, and could bank on him progressing to be their NFL play caller and utilizing all their 2027 picks on true assets for their team. It's really how you view him as a player going forward. But regardless of any of that, it's a weird time in Philly for any Eagles fan. And I think, given what we have seen throughout the course of Howie Roseman's tenure there, he's willing to do drastic things in order to win football games. So,
yeah, if you're a Philly fan saying there's nothing there, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah,
like there's something
there. Yeah,
whether you think it's going to happen or not, that's one thing. But like,
yeah,
it's not nothing at this point.
It's next off season. I see it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is he's got very little guaranteed money after this season, so he's somewhat going into a lame duck year.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think it's only, I forget exactly how much it is, but I want to say it's only like $6 million guaranteed after this year.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just double.
NFL.
Yeah.
So I view it as change will come in Philly in the next year, whether it is to reshape or retool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to happen because that division is about to get a lot tougher, and that team is not better. So I think they quickly close the Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of sitting there again with an aging roster and unsure as to what to do and how he's going to take his time and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 5-year, $255 million, just under 180 guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And that put him, where are we at here? Looking at it, and that was signed. When the hell was that signed? 23. 23 that was signed.
Mm-hmm. After their first Super Bowl run.
Yeah, like they can really get out of it this year. Did they? I don't know if Spot Rack actually gives me like updated restructures.
He hasn't restructured it.
He hasn't? Okay.
I don't think so.
I was just doing the math there.
Accordingly.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because they're saying the potential out at after next year. But again, and that's at $24 million, and they're more conservative on that site. And again, after the Russ dead cap hit, everything's on the board at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. Just wanted to get ahead of that because again, we've talked about it a bunch. But let's get back into this here. Part 3. We're going 15 to 11 today.
Mm-hmm.
And starting this off at 15, we have Steeler legend Terry Bradshaw. Now,
I'm gonna say something before
you can go ahead. I know where you're going with this one.
I don't think you do. I think it's too high.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's your Troy Aikman.
I think Terry's overrated. He was a good leader. Not really. He was an asshole.
It's fair.
He played on a team that was dominant on the defense side of the ball and won 4 Super Bowls in 5 years. Because they went back to back, or 4 Super Bowls in 6 years, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, and those were the best defenses that may have graced the NFL. And he had 2 all-star receivers. He had a running back tandem, one of the best offensive lines that have ever played in the Steelers organization. It was just, he was the right quarterback at the right time. Not good numbers.
No, I was going to start with that. The counting stats aren't it.
Well, and what's even more crazy is the eye test, isn't it either? I mean, you watch him.
He just had a big old fucking arm, and he was pretty reckless. Just with his body and with the ball too.
3-ish seasons to like truly find his own on that first Super Bowl run, and still wasn't the best. I mean, he was gifted 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Lynn Swann won one, and I think Stallworth won the other one. Just not my favorite player. I mean, typically, if you're the quarterback for the Steelers, you're probably not my favorite player.
That's fair. No, and I agree with all that. That is 100% fair. And also why I have him definitely higher than Aikman on this list.
Yeah.
Again, you kind of have to. I feel like you have to have him on, kind of thing, for sure. But again, it's 4 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Was an MVP, regular season MVP as well.
Uh-huh.
That's the other thing. And what year was that? Let me double check that. Again, it was a very meh MVP. If we're going to be clear on that, yeah, 1978. This went 14-2. He completed 56% of his passes. He threw for 2,900 yards, 28 touchdowns, 20 picks.
Yeah, he was just the quarterback on the best team in the NFL.
At that time.
Back then.
Right.
And
so
that's crazy because that was an era where the MVP typically went to the best running back. So to give it to the quarterback is something that is unusual.
Yeah, and especially with 20 picks, it's a very strange one for sure.
In this day and age, you're like, are we cutting this guy tomorrow?
Yeah. So. It's like giving the MVP to Justin Fields.
I was gonna say last year's Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's fair too. Yeah,
but he didn't really throw that many picks. So
2024 Geno Smith.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, Geno probably put up more yards. Yeah,
but Geno put up probably almost double those yards.
Yeah, so he was just such a.
He was the face of the first true dynasty in the Super Bowl era. Again, the Packers won the first 2, but that was kind of carryover from pre-Super Bowl era. And then, the Raiders were around a lot, but they didn't win like the Steelers did in the 70s there. I mean, the Cowboys got 2 in that time. The Steelers dominated the 70s. And he was the face of that, along with the Steel Curtain. He's got the iconic plays helping his legacy too, between Immaculate Reception and the bomb to Lynn Swann.
Even though it was all effort by the other guys, but that's a different story.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, It is one hell of a throw because he got lit up on that play too, like right before he let go of the ball. So like again, hell of a play there. But like you said too, the actual counting stats, removing the legacy from the player kind of thing, you just look at it and go, that's, I just want to look at this when it comes up. That's just that's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you look at for his career, players whose career was similar quality and shape in terms, with Pro Football Reference here, you got Carson Palmer, Donovan McNabb, Drew Bledsoe, Steve McNair, Kirk Cousins.
Dude, Kirk's a better quarterback, I feel.
Yeah, just pure passer, yeah. But then again, most guys are than they were in the 70s.
That's very true, as we've come to find out and discuss.
Yeah, exactly. Like Nathan Peterman would have been burned at the stake for being a witch in the 70s. He's too good.
I mean, yeah, the quarterback era really changed truly in the 90s with Marino. And
I was going to say, the late 80s, like that's when it really started to shift, and then into the 90s. And obviously you get into the 2000s and it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah.
So let's go to 14 here. Again, don't have as much to say about Bradshaw. Sorry about it. 14, Dan Fouts. Fouts, kind of the opposite of Terry Bradshaw.
He was like
similar era.
Rivers.
Same era. Yeah, I mean, he played from 73 to 87. Bradshaw was what? Not as long of a career, but 70 to 83. So, yeah, about very similar, pretty much the same era. Same length of careers. Yeah, 14 to 15 years. Yeah, so that was closer than I thought.
Yeah,
and Dan Fouts, probably the beginning of the Chargers being a cursed franchise kind of thing there as well.
No, 100% started that.
But, yeah, I mean, he's 6-time Pro Bowler, 4th-time All-Pro, Offensive Player of the Year. A lot of MVP shares through just a handful of years. And he is still 21st all-time passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
And 27th all-time in touchdowns. The passing yards one is very impressive. The only guy that's ahead of him in that era is a guy we're going to talk about later on then too, in Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah.
Like a dude that actually just let it rip.
Yeah, and he held that title for a long time.
Yeah, he's still 23rd in yards a game, which I find very impressive as well. Mm-hmm. Finished with almost 238 yards a game for his career, which that's the one that really stands out because there is Marino, again, 10 years later. It is, he's the only one for a long ways in terms of per game production. He just couldn't stay healthy enough to really blow that open. Like it is, like Fran Tarkenton, like I just said, I'm still trying to find him. Where the hell are you, Fran? Old Franny boy. Where the hell is he? I have to look that up here again, too. I'm going to do that real quick just to get a base of it. Yeah, I mean, it's wildly impressive what he did in an era that didn't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fran Tarkenton is 85th all time. Dan Fouts is 23rd, which is impressive. What was it? His third year in the league, I believe it was 76 season, I think.
76.
I think it was when He had Bill Walsh as his OC for a year, where things started to click for him. And hurt. And then 78 started to get back to it. And then it was 79 to 82 is where it really took off. Really, 79 to 81. That 3-year stretch is wildly, wildly impressive. 79, 63% completions, 4,082 yards, 24 touchdowns, 24 picks. Again, a lot of picks being thrown in the 70s and 80s here. That was 255 yards a game. Then follows it up with in 80, 60% or 59% completions, 4,700 yards, 30 touchdowns, 24 picks, 294 or 295 yards a game. And then 81, again, 59% completions, but 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 17 picks. That was the year. No, he actually won Offensive Player of the Year the following year. And only 9 games, too. God damn. But yeah, I mean, that's a stretch of, 4 years in a row. Actually, if you get into 83 then, too. 4 years in a row where he's 295 yards or more a game.
Wow. It's nuts.
Yeah, he is definitely one of those that you look back at it and it's just like, oh shit, like that dude was something.
Yeah, he was cooking, man.
Yeah, and I mean, again, too, like just dealt with a lot of injuries, like played in 181 total games in 15 seasons, started 171. He's just got a lot of, 4 games, 9 games, 11 games, 10 games. Yeah. Wasn't playing full seasons much. That hurt him. Didn't win enough. Really 86, 84, and 1 career record. But man, that dude could play. And again, even with all the injuries, 8 times in the top 10 in passing yards and touchdowns. Led the league in passing yards. What was that? 4 times. Twice led the league in touchdowns. Just again, a forgotten giant at the position for sure. And again, like the first guy I feel like on here that didn't really have any hardware to show for it, unfortunately. I guess Warren Moon too, but that was still a little bit later. But very special player. And again, just cursed Chargers franchise. All right, let's jump up to 13 here. Hitting close to home for you again.
Oh, Big Ben.
Big Ben at 13. 2-time Super Bowl champ, 6-time Pro Bowler. No All-Pros, though, I don't believe.
No.
Let me double check that. Yeah.
When you play in the era of Brady and Peyton, man.
Again, yes. I have that written down here, just stuck in an era with too many greats to have.
He was the third in what was just an all-time era to play in.
Yes.
It is what it is. He got overshadowed a lot. He did win Offensive Rookie of the Year when he came in for injured Tommy Maddox. Went 15-0 to close that out. They lost in the second round. He's the youngest quarterback still to this day to ever win a Super Bowl, and he had an illustrious career in many different ways. And again, the Steelers have a knack for finding a good quarterback who is just a awful person.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was going to say, he's a guy you love having around unless you're in the bathroom at Mario's. 7th all-time in passing yards, 9th all-time in touchdowns. The early years, it was the defense and Jerome Bettis. Yeah, later on, it turned into the Ben show.
down the stretch.
Didn't
I mean,
age well.
no, I mean, so it was after his elbow injury in, what was that,
That's when it
2018,
really started to fall apart. That's when
Well,
it really started getting sideways.
2018, he threw for 5,200 yards. So led the league in passing, 34 touchdowns, 16 picks. He had a killer season, and then
Mm-hmm.
game 2 against Seahawks, throws his elbow out and needs to get Tommy John and shut down. So
Yeah, I do think his career is, more defined by one kind of being quietly overshadowed by everybody else that played during his time. But also, he's the first giant to play the position. Like, he's the first D end.
he was a thick body.
I mean, 6'5", 240 is what he was listed on here. I don't buy any of that. He was definitely bigger at times. Definitely at times. So he was 260. Yeah. Again, that is
in a mini camp. For sure. I've seen it. I watch that man every week.
Yeah.
He's one of the toughest quarterbacks to ever play that position, and probably the toughest quarterback. Didn't care if he got hurt. I've seen this man break his nose and be out there the next series.
Yep. I had that written down there too. Just kind of like Terry Bradshaw, but on a different end of the spectrum there, just completely embodied being Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Just tough, gritty, hard to tackle. I mean, it's impossible to bring that dude down.
He was the face of this franchise for 20 years almost. Pittsburgh hasn't been the same without him.
Mm-mm.
Certainly is what you kind of wanted in a quarterback at the time throughout those years. A guy who's going to take hits but still push the ball down the field and throw to every level. And it took him a minute to find his stride, really get into it. But when he did, he looked like one of the best to ever do it. But obviously, he had his issues with some interceptions and making some bonehead plays. And he, like Tomlin, didn't know how to play the clock sometimes, but he's also third all time in fourth quarter drives. So
I was just going to say, I'll pull that up here just for the sake of it.
One of the clutchest quarterbacks in Super Bowl history, Super Bowl era history.
Yeah, I was going to say. And again, to his credit, one of arguably the best play, best throw, best catch in Super Bowl history.
In my opinion, it's the most iconic play.
It's definitely up there. Like I said,
in our lifetime.
I don't know if I'm willing to go that far.
I just don't know what you'd put above it. There was.
I mean, Philly special.
But Philly special wasn't
what happened early.
Play.
It wasn't the game-winning play, but also, I mean, I'm just saying it's also an iconic play. I'm just saying there's arguments to be made. I'm not definitively saying it is or it.
I'm just
not saying it definitively is or is not, but
it literally won the game. But Philly special
I'm
was just up.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. I'm just saying. Why are you not giving me his game-winning drives and?
I think it's 57. I saw the stat the other day.
Yeah, I just don't know why it's not giving it to me right now.
I think Peyton's won.
Oh, there we go. Game-winning drives. He's third all-time in game-winning drives and third all-time in comebacks. Game-winning drives, he has 53s tied with Breeze. Brady and Manning both have more. Shocker. And comebacks, fourth quarter comebacks, Brady and Manning.
Yeah, I knew
again.
they played for a longer period of time. They were more successful. We're gonna talk about them in the top 5 when we get there. But yeah, as for what it was, Ben was the ugly stepsister of his era.
Quite literally, if we're being completely honest. Manning had a big ass forehead, and somehow Ben was still kind of the ugly one out of the group.
But he just never vaulted himself in the same position. He didn't win consistently enough.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers would have won one more Super Bowl in like 2014, 2015. Well, I think
Yeah.
we're talking about Ben a little bit different because that's when he
Yeah, I was
played
gonna
his
say
best
that.
quarterback years.
Yeah, once you got to that era,
Hmm.
that's when it really started to feel like the personalities stopped jiving with Tomlin and Ben,
Yeah.
and it was always just a little bit weird. And then Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, those
Yeah.
whole sagas, like
Yeah. There was just
there
a
was always
lot.
kind of something going on there
Hmm. All
uh,
right.
during that. Now, this is where I'm very curious to see how you feel about this. But at number 12,
Hmm.
I have Matthew Stafford.
That is interesting.
I was curious where you were how you were going to feel about that.
It's interesting. I love Stafford, so
Hmm.
it's hard for me to like be too upset because I think Stafford's a better quarterback than Ben was. Stafford has, but Ben had obviously he's done more because he's played longer at this point,
Hmm.
stayed healthy. Um, but Stafford has an MVP.
I was going to
And
say that MVP did a lot for him. I think this is the first time you're that on this list of some guys don't need as much
I think I think
to
he's
overtake other guys.
I
He's
think
now
we're
he
gonna
has the Super Bowl now. He has an MVP now. He got buried in Detroit for so long,
yeah.
and
I think if we're gonna project, which I am, I think I'll project him above that. I
I
think
I
his
think
last
he I do think
two
he's there
years.
now.
I don't know if I would put him there at this moment, but
Stafford
he's
has more yards per game, more touchdowns, less interceptions. Passer ratings are off by a point. Ben's got him by less, yeah, right by a point. Ben's got him by that. Fourth quarter comebacks and game winning drives. Ben is sitting at 3 in those. And guess who's right behind him in both of those categories?
yeah.
Is Matt Stafford. Like I said, game winning drives. Ben has 53. Stafford has 50. Fourth
If
quarter
so,
comebacks. Like I said, I just saw just because I just saw it. Fourth quarter comebacks. Ben's got 41. Stafford's got 39.
yeah.
Um, look,
All I'm saying is, I I think Stafford's going to get there. Period. I think he's going to finish above Ben
mhm.
statistically and literally in a lot of categories.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think
it's
it's
hard for me to put it there now, just because of the lack of success that Stafford had early in his career. And I get it.
right.
It's
That's
situational.
fair. I just think that also too, like you have you know the what is it? The two highest single season receiving yards. Yeah,
Yeah,
are
Megatron and Cup.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, Megatron and Cup both quarterbacked by Stafford. Puka was on that pace
Before he got hurt. It
before he
was
got hurt. And even still finished with 1,700 yards this past year. Good
yeah.
God. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
like everybody works with him. And then on top of that, too, it's like, you know, he's your favorite quarterback's favorite quarterback. That's the other part of it, too. That especially, I, people don't talk about it as much anymore because I guess, he is older now. So it's a little bit different dynamic. But those years in Detroit where he was just kind of getting buried, there I feel like it was tough to find anybody that was going to say anything bad or didn't find a way to bring up his name when it came to quarterback discussion. And I'm talking among players and quarterbacks. Like Rodgers
that's
has
fair.
been a fan of his forever, and Rodgers isn't a fan of anybody other than Aaron Rodgers, and was just always like that dude in Detroit.
Yeah, I mean,
that's different. And he's 46-28 since joining the Rams. He's for his career, I think it's like 52% of his games. He's won 20, 118, and 1 for his career.
yeah,
But, wins 62, almost 63% of his games since he's been in Los Angeles. So once he finally got a functional head coach, a franchise with stability, he turns into a completely different person in terms of winning football games. I mean, he wins a Super Bowl in year one after getting out of Detroit.
again, I'm not disagreeing with any of that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not once. Like I said, I think it's very close. Gun to my head, I'm picking Ben over Stafford.
Fair
But
enough.
like I said, I think Stafford's going to finish above Ben in my rankings all time when it's all said and done. That's my only small comment.
That's fair.
Otherwise, obviously, I have no issues.
Yeah,
Um,
like I said, I think they're very similar as of now. Anyway,
mhm.
I just think I don't need as much from Stafford in terms
I
of
mean,
hardware. You know what I mean? Now that he
he's also
has,
just a more likable guy.
well, I mean, obviously that too. But again, a year ago, I probably don't have Stafford that high. I probably have
Yeah,
him below.
that's
But
fair.
now that he has the Super Bowl and the MVP, I think that outweighs Ben's two Super Bowls and two Super Bowl wins and three Super Bowl appearances.
Correct. Yeah. I mean,
And then on top of
I
that
think the
too
Rams are
with
pro.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, no, no. You got it. Finish up.
Yeah, I mean, he's sixth all time in passing yards, seventh all time in touchdowns, and he's got some time to jump guys.
Yeah.
He plays an
Yeah, I
extra
get it.
year than Rodgers. Like he'll pass Rodgers and he'll finish in the top five all time. Like he's arguably the most gifted passer. Like you can put him in that discussion, just like raw talent, arm
Yeah. I
talent.
mean,
I mean,
it's
that's like,
hard to
it's him
really
and
put your
Rodgers
name
and
on it.
everything like
Yeah.
that. But like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's not a throw that he hasn't been able to make.
Fair. Fair.
Like he's
Fair.
capable of all of it. He's been doing the no look thing for much longer than anybody's been getting credit for it.
No.
And again, super fucking gritty dude too. Dislocates a shoulder, finishes a drive to win a game. Like he's
Yeah. I mean, he just definitely has dealt with a little bit more injuries in his career. Like, obviously, his back issue
especially
and
as of late.
other things. Yeah.
But I
Um,
mean, let me look at that. I just want to see how much
he's
he's
finished.
missed time. Got hurt in 2010. Got because he won player of the year in 2011. He's been mostly healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's a more recent thing.
Yeah, it's been the
Got
last
hurt in
couple of years.
19,
Like he got hurt in
22.
2019, yeah, and then 22, and that's pretty much just it. Like it's really
Yeah.
just 3 years
Missed.
that he didn't have it or that he got hurt. But
Yeah. Again, I don't know.
fair
That's
enough.
all you can really say.
Yeah, like I said, this last year I feel like did helped him a lot. Helped him a lot in terms of his all time standing. Yeah, again, I mean, looking at it here too, since he's been with the Rams, like I said, 46-28, 66% completions, 141 touchdowns to 52 picks, and 99 rating. So again, got some stability and turned into a different human being. For sure. And then next up on this list, before we get into the top 10 here, I have Steve Young. 3-time Super Bowl champ, 7-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All Pro, 2 MVPs, Offensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of everything going on here in a funky little career that he had taken over for Joe Montana with the Niners. Also, Jesus Christ, 8 yards per attempt on Steve Young there. 232 touchdowns to 107 picks on his career. 97 rating for his career. Great running quarterback on top of all that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was one of the first true dual threats that started to play. A shame we didn't get a full career from Steve Young.
Yeah.
Played his first 2 years in Tampa. It didn't really work out.
I mean, he started in the UFL too, or USF or UFL. UFL or USFL, whatever they wanted to call it at that time.
Right, yeah, he was.
That's where he started out of BYU.
I forget that. So certainly a different type of career path for somebody because you played back up to Montana for what is that, 5 years, 6 years, and then
yeah, something like that before he got his first real shot. What was that, 91?
Yeah.
So 4 years, 91 gets his shot, and then 92 to 98 is pretty much the majority of his career there.
Yeah.
And that is quite the 7-year stretch?
Yeah, I mean, to do what he did, win 3 Super Bowls and make the Pro Bowl almost every single season. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get some work for yourself.
Yeah, Pro Bowler every year. He was the full-time starter.
Which is just wild.
And yeah, and an All-Pro every year but one in that stretch too.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like one of those what ifs.
And wildly efficient too. That's the thing that really goes. That's very underrated with him too. Is that again in the '90s, a lot more gunslingers. You had the Favres, the Favre Montana still at that time, like just guys letting it rip. Steve Young was so efficient at that time. Yeah, I mean, this is led the league in completion percentage 5 times during that stretch. Led the league in touchdowns 4 times. Not a lot of picks in that stretch either. And passer ratings. Good God. Led the league in passer rating 6 out of those 8 years.
Yeah.
5 out of the 7. What we were saying, yeah, full-time starter. And that's with 107, 101.5, 112.8. His worst one was 92.3. It had a 97 and a 104 in there too. And to be able to do that after taking over from Montana, who for 35 years, 30 years was considered the best quarterback of all time. Or largely considered the best quarterback of all time. And to just come in and start rattling off wins is wildly impressive. Those are big shoes to fill, and he did that very seamlessly. So you got to tip your cap to him. Again, not quite the longevity and historical counting numbers to crack him into the top 10 here yet. But he's not far off. You can definitely make that argument. Again, he's 39th all time in touchdowns, 45th in yards, 12th all time in passer rating. There we go. Just to add that in there. Yeah. With 96.8 to be specific. And just because you brought up the comebacks and game-winning drives, where is that now? Not giving me that? Were we just like not counting this when he was playing? Yeah, it's not giving it to me. Oh, there we go. Game-winning drives and comebacks. Not great. They also weren't losing a lot of football games.
I was gonna say he's definitely a bad.
He got to play downhill a little bit. I was just curious where that landed there. Yeah. No, just a friendly reminder that the Niners were also just a very good football team. Again,
correct.
Helps to be able to throw the ball to Jerry Rice a lot too. That does make life a lot easier there.
I would agree.
Huh. All right, that was a relatively painless one.
Yeah, I mean they typically are. It's not going to be a lot of arguing.
I was curious if the Matt Stafford over Big Ben would have sparked any more intense feelings out of you there.
Really. If you would have put Bradshaw over Ben, then I might jump, but
that's fair. Yeah, that just feels wrong.
It is wrong.
Well, with that being said, do you have anything else?
I don't. We're gonna do a think tank in our next episode, and then probably jump into 10 to 5, and then hit our final mock within the upcoming week. So
our final mock that will be scored.
Good stuff. Yes, we will
be to see how poorly each one of us do.
Mm-hmm. Or great. Who knows?
Yeah.
Honestly, if I get 7 right, I'll be ecstatic.
That's fair. Yeah, we got to figure out how we're gonna score that one.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Outside of here. Yeah. All right. You got anything else for the good people?
No, that's all I got. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.